Welcome back, everyone. Today, the debate about bail reform held center stage at the Texas Capitol. The Texas House looked at changes to bail rules, which would give judges more opportunities to deny bail to offenders that they think pose a threat to the public. This afternoon, our Capitol correspondent Adam Schwager is joining us for some insight about that very debate. Adam, welcome back and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So let's talk about this event that happened outside the Capitol today. It was meant to oppose any kind of stricter bail reform measures. Talk to us about who attended that and where some of their criticisms lie.
Yeah, it was hosted primarily by the ACLU of Texas, and it had a lot of advocates not only saying that these bail reforms shouldn't go into effect, but that the whole cash bail system, the way they do it in Texas, should be thrown out. One of the people we talked to today, his name was Edric Wilson. He spent 18 years in the Houston jail system awaiting a trial for a murder charge that he had picked up all the way back in 2006. He'd just gotten released in 2024 when they reevaluated DNA evidence, but it was 12 years before he had even gotten a bail amount. And once that bail amount was posted, it was $850,000. Here's what he had to say earlier.
In the Harris County Jail from 2006 to 2024. I was held without bond for a charge that would be later thrown out. For 12 years, there was no option for me to gain or experience freedom. As I waited for trial for a murder I knew I didn't commit.
And he just talked about some of the life milestones he missed there, not being able to say goodbye to his father when he passed, not being able to raise his children. And he said he's still feeling 29 after getting out all these years later.
Well, that, of course, are the people who are opposing some of these tough measures. But what about the Republican lawmakers who are backing these and are working to make it harder to get out on bail? What do they say are the reasons to do that?
Right, we're seeing anecdotes on the other side that are on the opposite extreme example. Last month we talked to April Aguirre. Her niece, 9-year-old Arlene Alvarez, was shot and killed in the Houston area in 2022. The accused murderer was released on bond just a day later. So when they were discussing these bills in the Senate side, we caught up with her, and here's what she had to say then.
We're going to continue to fight to make things easier for the next victim and more difficult every single day for those that want to commit crimes against people.
So as you can see, the passion is there on both sides because there's people who don't want accused murderers, people accused of violent offenses out in the street. In fact, there was a number that kept getting cited when this was out on the Senate side that said that 156 people in a certain county were being had committed murders while being out on bond already. So that's the kind of argument as to why it should be stricter from the Republican side.
All right, so let's talk about one more thing. The House Democrats today also spoke at the Capitol about their own public safety package of bills. Where do they stand on that bail issue, though?
Yeah, they certainly have a lot of problems with the bail issue. Although I will say the one thing that really stood out to me was when you're talking about Wilson's case, the House Democrats are also on board with taking away that bail option for the most serious violent offenders, those who are accused of murder like Wilson was. So it seems that there is some bipartisan support to get rid of that bail option for some of the most violent offenders in the system, or at least the people who are accused of some of the most violent offenses.
Adam Schwager joining us again here in studio. Thanks so much for your update. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.